Good morning. Well, 15 more minutes of the morning, 11:45 a.m. What are we at? Wednesday, Thursday, Philippines. I never remember the day of the week. That's how stress-free I am. I don't even remember the days of the week. But yeah, welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. And Josh, you're first. You're the first. I'm gonna try going a different way. Take a little bit of a different journey that I've walked up this way before, but I've never live streamed up this way before. So we shall see. But good morning, Josh, and anybody else who joins from Dumaguete, Philippines. There's a laundromat. I used to take laundry up this way before. Not as hectic over this way. Definitely the fruit markets and places to eat everywhere, no matter how far you go. There's a coffee shop, little store, Philippine food of some sort. Yeah, you don't get very far without not having something to eat or drink or whatever you desire. But yeah, I'm gonna try a different way today. Hopefully the connection is a lot better than what it was yesterday. We'll find out. One way or another, I'll find out. It was really cloudy this morning, like earlier, but now the sun's busting out. Had to put my cap and my glasses on. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful morning. Never a dull moment in the Philippines. Oh, cool. Michael's here. Hello. I'm doing good, Michael. I'm doing good. You know, my daily routine, I gotta get out moving and exercising. I did a little bit, did the stretching, did the push-ups, and yeah, it's like kind of perfect timing. The sun comes out, because it was looking like it was gonna be like cloudy, but it's not bad right now. Josh says, I need to find an alternative to coffee, but not much on plain water. Coconut water, mushroom coffee, especially the kind that I drink. More health benefits to that, at least from what I've seen and experienced myself. Calamansi juice is another thing. I bought fruit from this place before. It always smells good when I walk past there. This was the place I've taken my laundry before, Pagar's Laundry Hub. They do a good job. They did a very, very good job. But yeah, I haven't walked up this way in a while. It's definitely been a while since I've been this way. So I have to tap into my memory a little bit. I don't think it should be too bad. I don't think I'll get lost. Josh says, keep it cheap for me. Well, and in my opinion, I don't think mushroom coffee is that expensive when you break it down per day. Heck, I spend more on a latte, double espresso latte here in the Philippines, although it's less expensive here than what I'd pay for in the States. But I still save, when you break it down for what a bag of that everyday dose coffee, I think it's like, I don't know, like $1. a day, which I think is actually less than what I pay for an espresso coffee here. Mohammed says, where is that? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines on my daily exercise walk. Dumaguete, Philippines. My name's Michael. From the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania, living abroad here in Dumaguete, Philippines. And it's a daily thing for me to go out walking a lot. And I thought, why not incorporate my walks into a live stream and let people see what I see on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, I'm going a different route. Again, hopefully the internet connection stays much better than it did yesterday. Yesterday was not a very good day for me, but that's all right. Nothing in life's perfect. It's just a little inconvenience. Can't let that stuff bother you. You get used to it when you're here. Even as many conveniences as I had in the States, even sometimes things didn't work out so well. But yeah, I'm just going out for my walk. And like I said, you can't get very far without seeing a fruit stand of some nature. Let me get around this truck. But yeah, Mohammed, I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Michael says, better than here in Ohio. That's right. I remember you. Made it to 40. Well, you made it to 45 degrees. Wow, that's like a heat wave. That'd be a heat wave for me in Pennsylvania as well. We're basically neighbors anyway, but yeah, you're right. That's a heat wave. Where did you grow up in PA? I grew up in Beaver County. Well, actually it was funny. There was a guy on here later in the stream yesterday, probably towards the end. His channel name escapes me, but hopefully he pops back in. I had mentioned I was from Pennsylvania, and then I said I was born and raised in Altoona, Pennsylvania. If you're familiar with Altoona, very, very small town. Western PA. That's where I was born. I was there, and all through high school, and then moved to more central PA, Mechanicsburg area, New Cumberland, just outside of Harrisburg. I think this is the street I'm looking for. I think. So, I appreciate you being back here, Michael. You've been around a while, so you inherit the blue. But yeah, I'm just walking here, doing my daily thing. Again, I started incorporating my exercise routine into my live streams. Figured, why not? Yeah, Josh, this is a different area. Hopefully I'm going the right way, and hopefully I don't have any connection problems, but yeah, I'm kind of going a different path here, a different location that I haven't taken you guys before. It's got a big breath of smoke. Yeah, let me see where I'm at on here. Yeah, I'm familiar with Beaver County, though. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, PS3. I Love Chicken says it's 34 degrees. Man, that's so cold. That was a little loud. Usually you hear that loud muffler noise on a motorbike. That's like a new thing here. Loud mufflers. On motorbikes, that is. Let me see. Legend Bullock says, hello again, my friend from Tennessee. That's right. I do remember you. I take care of people that show up a lot. That's the least I can do. Where are we at here? Stone Cold's here, says, has the chopper guy been a hoax? Honestly, I don't know what's going on with that. I kind of to an extent, stay out of people's business. Quite honestly, whatever the situation is, I just pray for the guy and I hope he's all right. And you know, you never know what people in this world are going through. You just never know. And I just hope, you know, we all know who we're talking about, David. I just hope he's all right. And JP says, I think so, Stone Cold. Michael says, I know where you're at. Vortex Tube says, good to see you. Good to see you too, Vortex Tube. My name's Michael. I'm just walking around in Dumaguete, Philippines, kind of picking a different walking location today. Yesterday, I didn't have so much good luck with the connection. I was getting booted a lot. Maybe I was walking too fast. I don't know. I tend to walk fast, but slowing it down a little bit. The Dumaguete, Philippines, that's where this is, Brent. And I apologize if I don't see everybody's comments. I kind of focus on the road and then I don't really trace back to the previous comments, just because sometimes if my signal does go to crap, at least I have some very nice people to warn me. I want to cross the road, actually. There's a very big Starbucks across the street for people that like Starbucks. That's where I'm going to go. I want to cross the street. I want to be on the other side. This is better for me. And how you doing? That's another thing I always like. People always say hello to you, even the guys in the big trucks. It's just nice. It's just different here. But yeah, there's the Starbucks in Dumaguete, Philippines, for people that need their Starbucks. I don't mind Starbucks, but that's not my go-to choice here in the Philippines. Outlaw, looks like it says Outlaw, says hello. Stone Cold says this is Dumaguete, Philippines. Yeah, thank you, Stone Cold. Again, sometimes I'm not gonna, plus the bright sun is so bright, it's hard for me to see sometimes. And then your phone, when it goes into like heat protection mode, it darkens on you. And I'm sure my phone's a little warm walking here. But you got the ever familiar McDonald's. This would have to be the last thing on the planet for me to eat that food right now. I do have an occasional cheat day, but I guess if I really wanted a fast food burger, which the only place I knew that had it was a Burger King, I would get a Burger King sandwich. And Bacolod, I got a burger in Bacolod before. Eddie Branch. Huh. Without breeze. Christopher. Hello, Christopher. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. My name's Michael. I'm here in the Philippines. The weather, my health, and the amazing people here. But the theater here, better than the one at Robinson Mall. I think this is just newer, the more comfortable seating in the movie. That's a common theme here in the Philippines. Maybe I gotta down the toilet. I head back the other way. Trying to reboot it. Sometimes you just close it, but I'll just keep walking. I'll keep walking and see what happens. At least it seems to be holding together. Yeah, the key is good for now. Yeah, I just turned around. I mean, I guess I could have kept walking through it, but it might have just continued to stay bad as well. So sometimes I'll walk back. Someday I'll be able to improve quality of my product, which is my walking live streams. I know I've been told multiple times that the best thing, the way to handle it is, aside from Starlink, as they say, to get get another cell phone with a different SIM card. And somehow I don't even really understand it. Maybe you guys have heard of this. You have two cell phones with different SIM cards, like this is smart SIM card. I don't know if I just have another phone with a smart or would I go globe? And sometimes they say you have seamless streaming if you have two separate devices. Again, I don't know how that works. I don't know a lot about that. I probably know more about Starlink, which is not a lot either. But anyway, we'll see how we do here as I'm working my way back up this way. That's what I walked through when I came back the other way. Someone was burning because they're doing construction over there, and I walked right through like a smoke bomb. It wasn't food. You can see all the smoke. It wasn't food. And I was like, I'm going to try going back down this way, and we're going to see how it works. Because like I said, when I was walking before previous times, there'd be the same location. Yeah, this is like, wow, that don't smell good. Skylar, thank you so much for the super gift. I appreciate that, Skylar. And I could have sworn, let me see. That should have been, see, I can't click on Skylar's name. Skylar, unless you send me a message, like a comment, I wanted to at least make you a blue moderator for all the times you've been so generous to me and my channel. But yeah, where it showed your name, where you send me the gift, I can't click on it to make you a blue moderator. That's the best thing I can do to people that, you know, are regulars here in my channel and constantly support me while I'm out walking, doing my best to give you quality video and audio footage. But Nafis Ali says, hello, you are in Negros Oriental, Dumaguete, Philippines. Exactly. Okay, now I'm catching up. Bill says 2 different cell companies. So in other words, this phone would be a smart, and I guess the other one I'd have to get globe. I still don't understand how those two integrate together and give you seamless streaming. Something I got to learn about. Oh, so Skylar is blue. All right, never mind. I did make you blue before, Skylar. I love that name. Skylar has always been a name that I think would be good for a newborn, because you can name a boy or a girl Skylar. I like that name. I think I'm gonna cheat and go over the other way. Well, I appreciate Skylar. Thank you so much. I forgot that I already made you blue, but I just wanted to make sure. Because, yeah, it's the least I can do until someday meeting some of you guys face to face and just shaking your hand, giving you a hug or whatnot, and saying thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you guys do. Hey, the Shoops, I gotta take care of you. Shoops Wood Shop, you should be blue as well. I remember you, my friend. I've watched some of your stuff. Make a lot of good products from wood. Very good. I like mainly the other guy too. Mainly, he does all the log, basically sawing down trees and stuff like that. It's really interesting. When I see you guys in that cold weather, it kind of serves as a reminder. I said this to Bill. Serves as a reminder of where I'm at and where I came from, and I'm very thankful to be here, and I'm glad that you're here to support my channel. And I always appreciate and thankful for everybody that shares, that subscribes to my channel, and I do it in return. And then obviously I try to watch as many videos as I can, which, as any of you guys know, it can be challenging and a little bit difficult, but yeah, that's it. Mainly off. Yep, that's it. I think that's probably how I hooked up with you, Shoops. I was joking, well, being serious but joking. I was like, well, if there's anything I could use as a really good cutting board here, I don't use plastic. If I could find a glass, ceramic type glass cutting board, I'd use that, but I stay away from anything plastic. You cut up on so long, and then the little fiber fragmented, so small particles of the plastic end up getting in your food, and you're just eating that stuff. So yeah, I stay away from plastic cutting boards. So that's why I said, man, I could use a nice wooden cutting board from you. But it would probably be ridiculous to even bother shipping a cutting board. So maybe when I go back, who knows when, visit the States, I can hook up with you then and buy a good quality cutting board for me here and use in the Philippines. We will be going live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I will try and remember that. Yeah, this at least is good now. It's working for now. Well, yeah, it's like I was thinking about today, like how important, well, at least for me it is, fitness was always important, walking whenever I could, even at home. There's one of those mufflers I'm talking about. They're just all into the, at least a Harley muffler's loud, but at least a Harley kind of sounds kind of good. They need some better mufflers, or maybe they're just, I don't know, mufflers that are going bad, and maybe that's why they sound like, it's always funny. I start laughing about the mufflers. But as far as me walking everywhere, I mean, I'm always inspired to exercise and walk, but even more so here in the Philippines, just because the amazing things you get to see, just being intertwined with the community, with the people, and again, I walk around so many places, it's always very humbling when people will say hello to me, and then they somewhat look familiar. I never really met them, but then I'm like, do I know you? And they're like, well, no, sir, but we've seen you walking everywhere. And I always say that just because it's so humbling when people like want to acknowledge the fact that they've seen you before. It's a nice feeling. I certainly wouldn't get that in the States. I'm just another person. Trying to get down here and see. Shoop says, bumblebee mufflers is what I call them. Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, some of them may be intentional, but then I'm thinking sometimes some of them might just, I don't know, if they get a hole in them or something like that, and they're just old and they need fixed and replaced. But it's not it's a good day. sorry, I can only go so far, and I'm going to turn around. And then I always remember specific locations that sort of kick me off, or connections not so good. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I don't have much of a choice. I just keep on rolling. Remember not to walk too fast. And I think that's another thing too. When I notice it's buffering, it's probably best for me just to stop moving maybe and let it like almost like reset without moving. I don't know. Maybe that's an option, because sometimes I tend to try to walk my way out of the bad location that I'm getting the interference from. So I've never ate here, but this is like Elaine's Philippine food. But I've seen it a lot. I've gotten fruit from here before. I never ate there, but you can literally get really decent quality family-made and Philippine food. If you're in a pinch and you enjoy Philippine food, you can get something very quickly, very cheaply. And yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just want chicken to barbecue on a stick, or pork barbecue on a stick. I'll get it. I just want like a little protein. I can't see, it's too bright. Oh, driving looks there dangerous. Nah, I'm telling you, when I first got here, I was overwhelmed. It's a little, I mean, this is nothing what you're seeing right here. Wait till I get further into the city, as long as I don't get kicked out. Yeah, no traffic lights. But what they do, amazingly enough, it works. They're so used to it. It's as if they anticipate everything. Quite honestly, I'm surprised I haven't seen more accidents, but they just do it here. They don't have any issues at all. I'm sure there are some on occasion that I wasn't around when that happened, but as much as I walk, I haven't seen many accidents here. I really haven't. I've seen more accidents in Bacolod, and they have street lights there. So I don't know what that tells you, but somewhere where there are street lights, there are more accidents. Somewhere where there's not really any, there's less. And they're very pedestrian first mentality here. It's another thing I mention all the time here in Dumaguete. I never really feel unsafe when I'm out walking, and I can be out in the street. Sometimes you have to walk in the street. I mean, there could be motorbikes parked all along the sidewalk, and you just have to get through however you can get through. So yeah, we're gonna go up this way and see how this works out. I'll probably cross. But I'm just glad I still have a signal. That's always beneficial. But again, anybody that's new to my channel, visiting here for the first time, my name's Michael. I'm from the United States. I'm born and raised. Oh no, I picked up a stranger. If anybody doesn't know who this is, this would be Chay, my girlfriend. She just scared the living crap out of me running across the street. So she's going to do some grocery shopping, but she apparently found me.
I'm waiting because I saw when
You were running.
yeah, because I saw you. Oh, I know it.
Well,
Yeah,
you know I was coming from up there.
And then I saw the new build hospital there, so I'm gonna go. I'm running.
It's hot today, don't you think?
Yeah.
But I went to the city mall, and then
It's really traffic there because it's like a lot of car parking on the side, and then they can't get out the bus. The service there, so it's really traffic. front of the Sierra Hotel.
Hello, Edwin. Hello. Anyway, as I was saying, my name is Michael. Born and raised in the United States, living abroad here in the Philippines, and
Hello.
picked up a stranger walking along
I'm a
the...
stranger.
I know. So she was tracking me on the live stream and she found me. She was running. You said you were running, right?
Yeah.
So she's
I
with...
know where you are.
She knows where I am. She's watching me on YouTube. She's watching. But anyway, that's where I'm from, U.S. And I'm going to go back to the streets because it's too difficult. Because
I saw really bad connection when you go there.
Yeah, when I went down by the mall, it was going to go out on me. It was not good. But normally if I go this way, sometimes the connection goes bad by Silliman College. So at least that's where consistently. We got Walter Jones here, says hi from California. Well, welcome, Walter. I appreciate you sharing your valuable time to hang out with me, and my girlfriend Chay is here with me. She's going grocery shopping down the 4.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm back. Huh? You see me now? Live?
Yep.
All right. Walter, at least see your question if you're still here. How long have you been living in the Philippines? I've been here for 14 months, I guess. I keep saying 14, but I think it might be more. Came in July of 2024. Originally only supposed to stay here for 2 months. Ended up extending until March 17th of this year. 2025. Went back to the U.S. And then, yeah, stone cold. That was a new spot. That place never glitched out on me before, so I might as well get a notebook and start writing down all these little pings spots where I'm getting kicked off. But man, it's a little different. It wasn't like this when I did this the other day. I don't know what's going on. Different. It wasn't like this when I did this the other day. I don't know what's going on. You want me to get in front, Chay? Because I'm going to be running you over soon. My legs are longer than yours. And you're a little more hesitant with the traffic than I am. I just flow right in it. Where in Pennsylvania are you from? I'm from the central Pennsylvania, Mechanicsburg, New Cumberland area, but I was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I was born in Altoona, stayed there all through high school, and then PA, and then we all kind of ended up, we kind of followed them to the central PA, better job opportunities, near Harrisburg. Yeah. But yeah, born in Altoona, but then my last stop was like New Cumberland, Mechanicsburg area. Yeah, Josh, he's a 5G scout. Oh, he's from the Poconos. Yeah, Poconos is nice. I had a lot of trips to the Poconos. Poconos resorts are nice up there. Was there in the summer and the winter. I would go to Lake Raystown a lot also in Pennsylvania, Lake Raystown. Also enjoyed, like, we take our summer beach trips. We went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina all the time. That was like one of our favorite go-to places, other than Florida. We did go to Florida, and anybody who doesn't know, I lived in Florida for like 2 years previously. And if I was still in the States, I would hopefully be living back in Florida, and but I'd still be working too. I wouldn't be able to live and retire this early if I didn't live here. Now, that's not the main reason I'm here. It's a nice perk and a benefit to have, but I'm a warm weather guy, as you can tell. I'm out walking in this heat basically every day. It doesn't bother me. I just get energy from it. I wake up, fuck, it sucks. Absolutely sucks. Maybe I have. Yeah, JP. I have to do the dual SIM thing. That's what I'm learning. I just have to get another phone. I don't have another phone. I might as well just have a voice recording saying, sorry, my signal went to crap again. I guess it could always be worse. But yeah, John, Jap, the whole dual SIM phone thing, that's what I'm learning. And all these wires, I wonder how much of the wires interfere with everything. I don't know. Maybe I'll try going to the other side this time. Opposite side of the wires and see what happens. Josh says, I looked up dual SIM after David commented earlier. Yeah, there's got to be some alternative for me. I mean, like I said, it doesn't bother me that much that I keep getting kicked off, but it bothers me for you guys because you guys take your time out of your life to, you know, enjoy my walking with you guys. And I want to show you, you know, I want to provide a good product. And I hate it when it like kicks out, but I do also understand this is just the reality of some things here in the Philippines. And so it's more about my wanting it to be better for you guys because I know you take the time. John says, my phone has 2 SIM slots. See, mine only has, well, mine doesn't have a SIM slot at all. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, when I bought it in the US, they did away with physical SIM cards and it went to the digital eSIM. So I have no physical SIM card. I also don't know if iPhone ever had double SIMs. That's why everybody says I need to get another phone. I still don't understand how that works. If I'm doing a live stream on one phone, how another phone keeps it seamless unless I'm running the live stream on my other phone. I don't really understand that. But I figured maybe you guys might know more than me. As I'm walking, I'm on the other side, so it's funny. We'll see if I get kicked off, but usually I'm on the other side of the street and that's where I get kicked off. So maybe it won't happen ever. Hello guys, thank you. They all like saying hi. That's the best part. They always like saying hello. Edwin says, where did Chay go? She kept going up ahead. She wants to get to the grocery store. She'd walk in the whole way to the grocery store, but then she'll take a tricycle back. So she wanted to keep moving because I had to stop when it started buffering. I think it's better to stop. I'm walking slower, opposite side of the street. And normally I have buffering problems on the other side of the street. So let's just see if maybe, I don't know, my crazy idea, my crazy conspiracy theory is maybe when I'm on the other side, it's just bad luck. Because I was able to walk. Normally I'm on the other side of the street and that's where I get kicked off. So that's interesting. Tudburner says Thailand. No, I'm not in Thailand. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines, on my daily walk and talk with all you amazing people that come into my live stream. And again, if you're new to the channel, my name is Michael from United States, living abroad here in the Philippines. Kind of walking I'm going through Silliman College actually. This is where I'm going, Silliman College and Silliman High School. I don't think they're on their, well, maybe they are on their lunch break now. Josh, yes, she does go to the public markets. And that's another reason, Josh, I'm not gonna go to the public markets because when I'm with her, she might get charged more. And that's just a fact. So She handles it all on her own. That's what keeps her busy. She knows I like to do all this walking and stuff. She can't do all this. Like, I'm proud of her for walking from the apartment to the grocery store in the city, but then she ends up, she walks back or takes a tricycle back. This is my Michael time. If she were in the walking and could hang with me, that would be great, but she can't do all that. That's too much. Yep, you're exactly right, Shoops, and that's what my crazy idea. Maybe it was the power lines. Me being under the power lines was throwing it off so much. I don't know. Yeah, Josh, skin tax. iPhone had a pop-out slot, but SIM fit back to back. Oh, so that's how you could use the double SIM slot on a physical. So I guess then, is it possible, being that they did away with the physical SIM on my phone, I can go double SIM card in my iPhone 15? That sounds like it could be possible. And Graham says, hey, Michael, good afternoon, friend. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, Graham. Thank you for being here while I have a signal. Haha. Slowing down, not walking as fast. You know, these last 2 days, I've had a little misfortune, you know, with the signal. But right now, it's not too bad. Whoops. I still won't understand, like, I mean, I can't imagine what it'd be like to wear a sweatshirt here. I understand they're wearing it because they don't want the sun on them, but I could find a thinner long sleeve shirt than a hooded sweatshirt. Whew, that would be just too hot for me. But yeah, maybe it's the power line theory. Brian says, afternoon, Michael. Hello, Brian. Michelle says, good morning, Michael from Rhode Island. Looks like a lovely day in the Philippines. I'm enjoying our walk once again. I'm enjoying too, Michelle, as long as I don't get booted. And then again, I can handle it when I get booted. I just worry about you guys because I'm trying to provide. Hello, sir. I try to provide, you guys with a good live stream, and if you're constantly kicking out, I'm not doing my job for you guys. So yeah, now I'm just, but that's interesting. I'm not under the wires. But then once I get closer into the city here where I'm going, there's just wires on both sides. I don't have much of a choice. It glitched when you walked under the ones that cross the road too. See, and that's what I try to do. I try to observe where these things were occurring. It wasn't very often up until yesterday when I was doing my live. Yesterday it was felt like it was just doing it every so many minutes. And yeah, Edwin, your guesses are as good as mine. I'm trying to get a good handle on it. And like I said, up until yesterday, I thought I had a good handle. Like, okay, these are the spots where it's not good. And then all of a sudden, every spot I was in yesterday was just, not so good. Maybe I'll go down towards the water now. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down towards the water. Even though I'm going under these spaghetti power lines. Let's see how it handles. And then I'll come back up through the city. Let's go down by the ocean. I'll give it a shot. I'll stay on this side, away from the power lines. Michael, you have served in the military. No, Graham, I appreciate, to me, asking me that question I take that as a compliment, because many, many men and women I've met here at home, the military service members, they're like my heroes. Aside from my mother and father, the service members, military, are like my heroes. A lot of people ask me that. I'll never forget Niels Christensen. He made a nice comment. He said that he thinks I look like I served in the military because the way I carry myself or whatever. And took that as like the highest of compliments because, again, any men and women in any military for that matter, I mean, you're serving your country, and that's very honorable in my opinion, and have the utmost respect for that. And aside from my mother and father, yeah, I'd say those are my true heroes in life. All right, let me flip this. See what I say? Like you just literally got to walk in the street. You don't have anywhere to go. I got. Then I just get around, you know. But yeah, that's like my favorite store, Belchris. That's my favorite store to buy imported beef products, whatever you're looking for. That's like my favorite place to go. But yeah, here you just end up walking in the street. I don't always like that crane above the street though. It's kind of scary, almost like. Thinking it's gonna like fall. But they've been doing this for a while. I don't know what they're building here, but this has been worked on for a while. But now we're just gonna go to the ocean. I can feel the breeze already. And then we got Souk Mobile send me the $100 gift, or the not $100 gift, but the 100 gift. I know I've gotten all sorts of gifts. The poop gift, the present gift, toy gift, whatever. But thank you so much, Souk Mobile. I appreciate it. But now we're going to the water where I can get a little cool breeze. Yeah, Chay was with me, Graham. Then she went ahead. I told her just keep going. She wasn't planning on doing this with me anyway. She has her chores, her grocery shopping. That's what she does to get her exercise in, to keep her a little busy. But here, just for that, you said you're welcome. I'm gonna hook you up. Thank you for the very nice gesture, Souk Mobile. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it right, but I greatly appreciate that, your generosity, and thanks for being here in the live stream with me as I venture off in my walk in Dumaguete, Philippines. Just figured I'd climb up on the wall. Oh, this feels so good, guys. Once you get over here, the breeze, this is my reward for my walking. Getting to see this. Absolutely beautiful. And then we got Russell Clausen says, hi, brother. Hello, Russell. Welcome, my friend. Dumaguete, Philippines. And I can even show you the little sign. Well, not little sign. Big sign. I love Dumaguete, province of Negros Oriental. That's where I'm at. Dumaguete, Philippines. And like I always point out to people, right there is the port. Not very far. Again, I walk from my apartment to here. I can literally walk to the port, hop on a boat, 30 to 40 minutes, across the way there, and right there, Siquijor Island. Beautiful island, so many locations, beaches, lots to check out over there in Siquijor Island. Again, you can take a boat from here, as far as I know, to Bohol in 2 hours. You can obviously take a boat to Cebu, which you can't see the island because the clouds are hanging low. Maybe it's raining over there, but yeah. I absolutely love it here. But this is a very popular location, early mornings and early evenings when it's not so hot. Come here for a sunrise in the morning. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. So many people out, mainly locals, more locals than foreigners, exercising, walking, jogging, and then they have this beautiful breeze of the ocean. And yeah, what more could you want? Again, there's many other beautiful places to visit in the Philippines. I am by no means saying Dumaguete is the be-all, all-be of places to visit. I just really love it here and appreciate it here. And I've only lived in Bacolod, and Bacolod, it's nice, but it's more of a city. I'm not the big city, although some people might consider Dumaguete a city. I consider Dumaguete more of a town. Certainly more people know you by name, that's for sure. different language, different mindset. But yeah, so as I always say, I appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging out with me while I do my daily walks. And yes, I do my walks daily. Walking and live streaming is a little new for me. I know it has its technical difficulties from time to time because, you know, data, the internet just doesn't want to cooperate, but that's okay. That's just a minor inconvenience here in the Philippines, but it's no big deal, actually. Again, I appreciate any new people that are here. Don't be afraid to say hello. If I don't see your comment, it's not like I intentionally don't see it or overlook it. I used to go through all the chat, but when I'm walking, it's too difficult for me to keep up. And then I have friends in here that if the signal starts going haywire on me and I don't know it, they kind of give me the heads up. Some of them actually even text me personally, which is awesome. But yeah, this is just something new for me. Sharon, you know, like I said, I don't always keep the camera on me. It's like I'm not, the star of the show is not me, it's the Philippines. That's what I want to show. This amazing place where you can come walking every day. And like I said, this walkway used to be not even half this size. They added on, started like in here somewhere and then made it completely wider. Always a lot going on through here. But I figured I'd bring it down towards the water. I didn't want to stay that close to the city just because sometimes, well, as of yesterday, I started kind of having some bad luck with the signal. But yeah, sometimes you just feel like jumping in and getting a little water. But no, I'm not going to jump in. But it would feel good. You can feel the nice breeze off the water. It is nice. But then I'll come up through here and then take a gamble on maybe going through the city again. Because it is a lot more active, a lot more people. Not many people hang out here at this time of the day. It's simply just too hot. You have a few, but those few are usually under a tree, staying cool. But yeah, I get my moments where I need my water. I'm good right now. I usually get a secondary coffee from a coffee shop around here. I haven't had one yet. I had my morning one at my apartment. Graham says, I love the old traditional style light poles on the sidewalk. Yeah, I like it too. It just gives it like its character, its distinction. Yeah, not too fancy. It's like a classic old style look, you know, the big trees that people, you know, I'm sure these trees are many, 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 many years old. But then again, I'm not a tree expert. I'm just guessing because of the size of them. But again, all down through here, they have all the, every day until well after New Year's, they'll be doing their vendors, food, concerts, performances of some sort. I never know what to expect other than it's always entertaining. The social gathering's unbelievable. There's like a lot of people that show up to these things. And that's what's fun also. Like I mentioned before, they'll have all their karaoke. People bring their own karaoke and set it up. Whether they're on some sort of big power, like little generator, power banks thing. I don't know what they use. You know, and then people, if they want to sing, they just make little donations. And then they sing. But yeah, I'm at peace when I'm here. I'm definitely at peace and relaxed. And I mean, obviously I'm walking, so I'm exercising, so that might not sound like relaxed to a lot of people. But Graham says, what's the temperature today there? If I were to guess, I didn't even look at it, Graham. There's so many things. I'm lucky I know what day of the week it is anymore. It's kind of wild. I would say at least 85 at the very least right now. 85, probably higher. Probably like 88, pushing 90. Usually it seems like it gets to around 90. 85 to 90, I'd say probably year round, with the exception of a day if it rains or something like that. But yeah, Edwin says time for some coconut water. At some point. Yeah, at some point. I try not to drink too much because like sometimes you can get you can overhydrate yourself too. I've been doing more research and studying and looking into hydration and overhydration. What's good for it, what's not. Things that maybe they said weren't good for hydration, maybe the opposite holds true. Yeah, it's kind of interesting when you do your research. We got somebody saying, DJ Puckett says, hello from Wyoming. Well, welcome DJ from Wyoming. Wow, that's nice. I see Chuckle says hello. Checking some of these while I stop here. But welcome from Wyoming. I'm sure DJ, maybe it's a little cold there in Wyoming. I know a lot of the state was dealing with a lot of cold weather. I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania, DJ, so I'm all familiar with cold weather. But I'm living my life and living my dream here in Dumaguete, Philippines now. Out on my daily walk, DJ. I love the heat. I don't know how else to put it. I love the warm heat. But most of all, I love the people here in Dumaguete, Philippines. They're what makes this place really super amazing, aside from what you see, you know. And places that you can go to that are even more beautiful than where I'm at. Palawan's on my list. Maybe someday, Palawan. That would be awesome if someday I get to go visit there. But I will at some point. But I still got to be smart and budget. You know, you got to be smart and budget what you're doing here. I'm not rich. I've said this numerous times. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. So I got to be smart and budget my money. And then when the time presents itself, I heard a plane. When the time, yeah, see like this boat over here going by, that's the ocean jet. That's the one that you can take that gets to and from Siquijor Island, if that's where it's coming from. I'm assuming Siquijor. 30 to 40 minutes, which is nice. You can just go there for the day. Oh, then we got somebody here, brother, Tulsa, Oklahoma City 918. Good video, YouTube, good. Well, hey, that's awesome that you're even here from Oklahoma. Like I said, I do this live stream. Yeah, so there are benefits of doing YouTube, and if I ever, you know, you can be monetized and earn at it, yes. But quite honestly, the reason I did YouTube, did it from the beginning, you can ask anybody that knows me. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I was inspired by other YouTubers in regards to the Philippines, and you know, they helped put the wheels in motion for me, and I came here and I absolutely love it. Like I always say, is it for everybody? No. But I haven't met anybody that doesn't like the Philippines, but then again, maybe the people that didn't like it, I never met them because they simply just went back. If I become a YouTuber, can I flex on new immigrants struggling in Canada? Yeah, like I said, hey, one of my inspirations here in the Philippines is helping less fortunate people. Between me and you, I don't get too much into that, but that's something privately I want to do, and I don't want to use YouTube as a platform to help other less fortunate people here in the Philippines. But I will share that, so now you know that. Michael, are you using sunscreen? Yes, I do. I have. It's pure zinc. It's like an all-natural pure zinc sunscreen. So yes, I am using that. It's a brand. No, I'm not sponsored by these people. It's called Badger. I researched it a while ago, and somebody that I trust that had more knowledge on healthy, clean, non-chemical stuff, he recommended Badger, B-A-D-G-E-R. So I use it, and it's great, and it's clean, no chemicals in it. Because think about it, everything absorbs into your skin. I'm just like that though. DJ says, I watch a lot of walking videos of Manila, Cavite City, a few other places. Would like to visit sometime, experience what it's like here. DJ, you know what you're going to get from me. Do it. If you can health, you're in good health. Financially, you're okay. And you don't mind being on a long plane flight, a long trip flight, do it. The only person that can talk yourself out of coming to the Philippines would be yourself. And that's for me. The only person, some people were negative. I've told this story before. I even had family members that thought I was crazy for coming to the Philippines, and they've never even been here. And who knows what YouTube video they're watching of the worst possible scenario situation, I guess, that could happen, visiting another country, and then, oh my gosh, you don't want to go there, blah, blah, blah. And here I am, I'm perfectly fine. I didn't listen to them, I listened to myself. But we got Jika 838 says hello from Romania. Hello, Jika. Hold on, I don't know why that got closer like that. That's weird, like zoomed. Oh, there we go. Michelle said, you've definitely got the personality for doing a live stream. You're great at it. Well, I don't know about great at it. I'm just simply me. I just let it all pour out, speak from my heart, speak from my excitement here. And honestly, you try not to think about it too much. I feel like I'm just having a conversation, although it's how many ever people are in here, but I all look at you as all as just one. And yeah, I just kind of feel like, how would I have a one-on-one conversation with you or anybody? And I'm just honest. Again, you may not like it here. Philippines isn't for everybody. I can only point out the little things, that maybe the obvious things. And I walk every day. Anybody that knows me, yeah, that's what I do. And like I said, some people might not like the walk. Could be too boring for them. DJ says, I had never flown on a plane till last year. A coworker texted me into visiting his family in Nepal. Next flight will more than likely be the Philippines. Well, that's awesome to hear, DJ. That's great. What's the worst that could happen, DJ? You come here and you don't like it. But you might have to visit several different locations in the Philippines until maybe you find one that vibes with you. I guess I got lucky and was blessed to, when I came into Dumaguete, I met a lot of nice people right off the bat. If you're a social, I wouldn't say I'm like a social butterfly, but if you like to talk and you're not afraid of meeting new people, especially the locals, that's the best part about here in the Philippines to me is open your arms, embrace the locals, and embrace the culture. And that's, to me, how you're going to find really some amazing happiness here in the Philippines, is just by meeting the locals. At least for me, that's, my advice that I can offer. And I'm treated like family. You embrace them, they're going to embrace you, which makes complete sense. But quite honestly, I think they were embracing me before I even embraced them, probably. They were open arms, welcoming me to their country, to their Negros Oriental. But yeah, let me see here. Hello from the dry side of Washington State, JP. Hey, that's JP. I know you, JP. You're in, I gotta make you add you as a moderator. I know you, JP. You're from Gino. I see you in Gino's channel all the time, JP. I appreciate you being here. If I remember correctly, you have plans to come to the Philippines, or you've been here. I know there's some connection to the Philippines, JP. I recognize you, and I appreciate you being here. I don't know if it's your first time, but appreciate you making your presence felt and letting everybody know. I didn't know you were from Washington State, but I know one other girl from Washington State. Her name's Charisse. She comes to my lives. Might be still too early for Charisse, or she just had a long day, or I missed her. That's possible too. It's really hard for me to sometimes see everything, but welcome, JP. I'm a walking fool. I do a lot of walking, and I started just sharing my walks with people on my live streams, as long as the live stream wants to cooperate and I don't get booted off all the time. But yeah, I'm here in Dumaguete, Philippines. This place is called the Boulevard, or some people might call it like a boardwalk, although it's not made out of board, it's made out of bricks. I love it here. I walk through here all the time, through the city, along the water, wherever my legs will take me, and that's what I do. Josh says, thinking Charisse was thriving 1,000th. Huh. I don't know. I just know before it was Charisse. Batmite says, I see the Navy is building up at Subic Bay again. I don't know. I haven't followed much of that. Trying to go back, see if I missed anything. Ludwin says, I see you from Guatemala. Hello. The sea looks beautiful. Hello, Ludwin. Thank you. Andrea says, hello from Des Moines, Iowa. Sorry I didn't catch you before, Andrea, if you're still here. Appreciate you being here. Kind of going back a little bit. Tony Mudbone, if I become a YouTuber. Oh, I did read that. Edwin says, I like the Fast Cat Ferry. Yeah, me too. Ogre says, bro, brother, Tulsa. All right, so maybe I'm kind of caught up. It's not too bad. Joseph says, wow, they built that up since I was there. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here while they were building it up, but I heard stories. People that have been here and kind of told me what it was like beforehand. But yeah, they've definitely build it up. From the stories I've heard, they've come a long way, and yeah, to me that's a good sign when you see stuff like this. I mean, definitely plenty of people. Now, not right now, they're not. It's just too hot, and like I say to people, I'm the exception to the rule. Being out in this heat don't bother me. I get energized as I walk. Normally I'm listening to music, something like that. So now I'm listening to my voice talking to you guys. So that's kind of funny when you think about it. So I'm glad I can somewhat be entertained by my voice. But see, here's some of the stuff they have, the vendors. Like I said, you could probably buy stuff now if you wanted, but a lot of this won't start picking up until a little later. You know, I think a lot of this stuff is secondhand on this side. This side, not so much, but I did learn, because I like some of the shirts, and my Philippine friend of mine said, Michael, he said, that's fake. That's too expensive for fake. It was like a Stussy t-shirt, some t-shirt, and he showed me how, I didn't know it was fake. I just figured it was less expensive here, and he's like, no, that's even too expensive for a fake. So I didn't end up buying anything. I'm blessed that I have my local friends here that can kind of help me navigate on what I should spend my money on and what I shouldn't spend it on. Or in this situation or that situation, it was something that was fake that I had no idea was fake. Joseph says, yeah, they were just starting to do something now. I see it looks nice, a lot bigger. I'm going to have to come back. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. And then we got Bende Cho says, Wilson, yeah, Wilson, yeah, that's like me. I know Castaway Drift. Yeah, I just recently came up with that name. Not based off of the movie Castaway, although I did like it. Castaway is kind of like, you know, I'm from the United States. I've washed up on an island, which is the Philippines, and I'm just drifting kind of into my life. I'm just drifting away, nice and stress-free and relaxed. Although I thrive on, you know, kind of like adrenaline adventures here, waterfalls and stuff like that, hiking. to get to waterfalls. So yeah, I'm not just relaxed. I mean, I like to do high intensity exercise or activities, hiking and stuff like that. But yeah, Castaway Drift is my name, and it fits. Took me a while to think of one. My name previous to that was just something I threw together. It was called Something Simple, just because I honestly didn't know what I wanted to name my channel at the time. Plus, when you make a channel name, if you want it unique where nobody else has it, you have to find something that, so I don't have numbers attached to the handle. I didn't want that either. I wanted something so unique that nobody else had. Hold on. And but yeah, everybody always asks me, JP, you know what's interesting? I haven't ran into Jogo Wonder. I've watched some of his stuff. Seems like a very nice, great guy. He's out doing his thing, doing well for himself. He has his, like, it's kind of like everybody. Everybody kind of has their own unique style. And his style resonates with people that can relate to him. You know, just like me, I don't expect everybody to resonate and relate to me because we're all different. But we all have that one thing in common. It's the Philippines. You know, certain people will vibe with my personality, certain people won't, and that's okay. Yeah, Jogo lives in Darwin, which is basically 20-minute motorbike ride from here. He does come to Dumaguete, like most people do. They come into Dumaguete a lot. I'm gonna venture up this way, guys. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like JP, the main one that I've ever met here in Dumaguete, which is, I say this with honor and pride because I think she's in a league of her own, is the Filipina P, JP. I met her a couple weeks after I moved here. She's a wonderful, amazing, cool, laid back, full of personality. She keeps it real. Completely awesome person to meet face to face. I've had the pleasure and luck of being able to share coffee with Philippine P, and you know, she's chatty. She can talk just like I can. So when you get two people that can talk, that's you know, it's just a healthy conversation. Like, you know, she's very knowledgeable of everything here in the Philippines, as anybody that knows who the Filipina P is. She knows her stuff. She's been everywhere. I don't know if she's still in the United States or not, but yeah, she's definitely, she could be, like, you could say she's like the Philippine celebrity of YouTube that I've met here. And yeah, she's awesome. JP says, I started watching P when she had about 10,000 subs. Yeah, and think about it, JP. She started during COVID. Like, you know what I mean? And if you watch some of her old videos, and even in her newer one, she's kind of taking us back in a time machine to when she, some of her older videos, like, it's like you can really see the growth that she's had. But she's very fluent in English. She just has a very creative mind. She works very hard. I mean, she puts a lot of time. She basically makes a lot of sacrifices. She sacrifices her life, basically. I'm not saying she doesn't enjoy it, but the way she explained it to me is that girl never sleeps. But sometimes in life, you know, you get what you deserve. You get what you work for. And she's definitely, like, total respect for her. Yeah, she's really nice. And I would say to anybody that would ever have the opportunity to meet her if you can. She's a super nice person. Edwin says, Filipina P, I followed her since she had 1,500. Wow, what a loyal supporter. See, those are the stories. I'm sure she would appreciate even hearing that. That's really cool. Where are Gary and Leah? Gary and Leah, they were here in Dumaguete, but they're now in Bacolod. That's where I was living. I went up there because I was friends with them, and they're perfectly happy up there in Bacolod. Not for me. Um, just too much of a, you got the city. You just seem like you're further away from nature there, but they're up in Bacolod. They're happy where they're at. I'm sure they miss their friends here. They had a lot of friends here, so I don't know. Like, that'd be tough. But yeah, they're up there, and they're in Bacolod now. Josh says, I've been watching Gentleman from Dallin. I'm not sure who that is, Josh. Joseph, I'm going back here, said, have you ever gone up to Chaton or Baiwan? Yeah, I've been to Baiwan through Chaton. I think Chaton is on the way. Baiwan's nice. It's not bad up there either. Very province. I was like right near the beach, near the ocean. It's not bad up there at all. Yeah, I was up there. That's a nice location. Trying to catch up. Joseph says I'm gonna have to come. Okay, that's where I left that off. Josh says south. JP says I started watching P at 10,000. Gary and Leah in Bacolod. That's right, Stone Cold. Edwin's Daniel Fiore says, who are we talking about? His mother-in-law. I don't know who. I missed that part of the conversation. 80 Saw says, you ever run into Asa Akira there? I don't know who Asa Akira is there. 80s Sluice. Maybe I would, but I don't know. JP says, I would never want to put that much into anything, even fishing. Stone says, Filipino Peanut blogger from Dumaguete. Ramirez Dan 83 says, Aspana Tio. Joseph says, yes, on the quiet side. Anthony Hightower says, hi there, Anthony Hightower. I'm gonna walk this way now. Edwin says, Michael, did the Filipino P interview you on her channel? It's kind of interesting. When I first met her, we kind of did like I don't know, almost like a greet or meet interview. But she likes, when she does interviews, she picked a certain topic, and I'm not so sure she had enough people, foreigners that day that she ran into that could add to the topic of discussion for me. If she would have just done the video interview on me, it would have been very short. So she never actually published it. I never asked her why not. I just figured, she maybe didn't have enough people. Because like I said, she would pick out a topic, and then say it was a question directed towards Filipinas, she'd go and interview 10 of them, and then take all the short answers and combine it into one. So I just figured she didn't have enough foreigners that day to incorporate my video. But we ran each other plenty of times. Like I said, exchange buying coffee for each other on several occasions. Like I said, super nice person, super great personality. Anybody that ever has the opportunity to meet her, I'd say go for it. I wouldn't, she's very sociable, and but she is a busy individual too. Again, I don't know how she ever has free time in her life to do things. Michael says, is the nightlife buzzing like the daytime? Yeah, and it's just it's a completely different vibe though. I gotta do a night one of these times where I'm just walking around at night. That's actually a very good idea. I've never done a night vlog, although the time, for anybody in the US, if I'm at night, I guess it would be early morning for, let's just say, people in the United States. So I kind of try to take that into account. Joseph says, how long have you been there? Probably 14 going on 15 months, Joseph. That's how long I've been here. I've gone back to the US one time since being here. That was in March. And then I came back in June, and I've been here ever since with no immediate plans to go back to the US anytime soon. But yeah, this is normally I can walk through here with no issues, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna have any issues. So fair warning, if I end up getting kicked, you guys know why. But not a shortage of motorbikes, that's for sure. Joseph says, I'm working on being like you. Well, Joseph, just work on being like you. I'm always supportive and want to see people fulfill their, I don't know, dreams in life, places they want to maybe go to. And I had never been to Asia prior to coming here, and it's the best decision I ever made. I got out of my comfort zone of living in my little bubble in the United States, and yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Lowe. Oh, that's good. Shoops took care of it. I was just going to say that person's comment, well, if you're bored, you don't need to stay here. You can always leave. Nobody's forcing you. I always laugh at that. Always makes me laugh. Because if they were bored, they wouldn't be here in the first place. It's kind of like, okay. It's like television. You don't like what you're watching on television, then change the channel. Right. Again, that goes back to my point when I was talking about not everybody's going to vibe with me. Not everybody's going to vibe with maybe another channel. And that's okay, because everybody's different. That's okay. I'm just always going to be me. You're not going to get anything other than me. I'm not scripting. I'm not acting. I'm not pretending to be happier than what I am. Well, I mean, why in the world would anybody do that? I certainly wouldn't. But yeah, I'm just living my life, enjoying it, happy, embracing in a completely different culture. I'll have something to talk about someday. You know what I mean? Not that I don't have a lot to talk about now, but I have a lot of stories to share someday, and I won't have any regrets in life. I won't be the guy sitting there saying, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that. The only thing I'll probably be saying is, man, I was here, there, but I never got to go here or there. So if anything, I'm gonna run out of time. That'll be what I run out of, time. But now that I'm in Asia, man, like the first country I want to go visit, quite honestly, is Japan. Above anywhere, above Thailand, above, everybody talks about Thailand, Bangkok, Hua Hin, and they talk about Da Nang, Vietnam. There's so many places I would love to go see, but first and foremost, some islands here in the Philippines. Palawan is number one on my list. And Miss Dimple, I don't know where you're at today, Miss Dimple, but that's okay. That's like my number one place I want to visit. I want to go to Palawan first and foremost. First country I want to go to is Japan. I've always had this kind of, I don't know, call it a little bit of a obsession, interest of Japan, just because the way Japan does things. M Double says, me too. I guess you're saying about Japan maybe, or Palawan. But go to Pattaya, a lot of cultural sites there. And see, that's true too. There's like a lot of places that I want to go to. I just have to prioritize, and I also have to budget. That's a huge thing, is just simply budget. Again, I hate to be redundant, but I'm not rich, so I got to budget. I got to be smart. I'm blessed and thankful to be here on my budget, but at the same time, for me to take these trips, I also got to budget my budget here. But that's good. That's fine. That gives me a challenge. That gives me something to shoot for. I'm not some guy can just go fly any which way, wherever I want, and just do what I want every day. I have to earn it. And Anthony says Japan is a very unique place. Maybe move there someday. I'm looking forward to going there. Last I talked to somebody, Anthony Hightower, again, thank you. Talked to somebody recently who was in Japan, and he flew from he was in Bacolod, I'm not exact, maybe Manila to Japan, but he flew for $200 round trip to Japan, $200. If I was living in the U.S. in Pennsylvania, I wouldn't be flying to Japan for $200 round trip. So that's why that opportunity is much better here already in Asia for me to fulfill that dream of visiting Japan. So yeah, that's number one on my list. Plus I have a thing for Asian style t-shirts, like Japanese style t-shirts that are have like the Japanese writing. I'm a t-shirt guy, so I kind of like the uniqueness of t-shirts. But I'm kind of glad I'm actually able to walk here in the city and nothing to do. Let me see here. Oops. Nothing to do. Like, bro, you 70, go home. If I look 70, I look like the youngest 70-year-old I've ever known in my life. But appreciate the compliment. You just inspire me more. Like, dude, just get rid of your misery, nothing to do in your life. Be happy for people. Stop being a Debbie Downer and just be happy. And if you're not happy with your life, go and do something, man. Go and do something with your life, nothing to do. Because if you have nothing to do, find something better to do, okay? Find something better to do, nothing to do. Because if you were that happy and had such a great life, you wouldn't be here to begin with hanging out with me. So there you go, nothing to do. Sorry, but I'm not 70. And well, good, you're happy. Well, I'm glad you're here because this is what happy people do. That's good, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm miserable. I don't think so. I'm sharing my life and I'm happy here. MW says, how did you end up in the Philippines? YouTube research a little bit. You know, being inspired by other people on YouTube got me to come here. I'm a warm weather person. I like the ocean. I like beaches. That was another selling point. And then basically when I met a lot of nice people on YouTube, they inspired me and kind of convinced me that to give this place a shot, an opportunity, and that's what I did. And I loved it here. And that's why that was an easy decision for me to make. The hardest decision for me to make when coming to the Philippines was just my fear or insecurity of never traveling this far away from home. That was probably the hardest thing, was the travel. I'd be okay coming this far away from home. But I had a lot of people that helped me out and guided me through the situation, made sure I had everything I needed to give me a smooth transition when I got here to the Philippines. And yeah, that's probably how it all came to be. Went from warm weather location, islands, YouTube searches, and then great people that I met. Mike says, I couldn't live without AC. You know what though? As long as I have AC when I sleep there, Mike, that's good enough for me. And again, if you're out and about like me and you get hot, you can go, there's places you can go and cool off in a coffee shop or whatever. It's not like you're without AC here. For me right now, I'm without AC, but Nolachio says, how many islands have I visited? Well, been on, I mean, I've been to Cebu, obviously Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental. I've been to Siquijor. And that's it as far as within the Philippines. I haven't been to many yet. Especially when I came here to the Philippines, I wanted to give myself a chance to just stay in one location to figure out if I could actually live here on a long-term basis. That's how I kind of planned myself, because I wasn't in a hurry just to go and visit all these other places. I just wanted to find a comfort zone here if I could ever live here. But I think the best thing I ever did was live here as long as I did. That was the smart thing on my part, was just to live here in one location for a while, not bounce around and visit all these islands. Because if I would have done that, I probably wouldn't have really done myself any justice figuring out where I really wanted to be. So technically I've only lived in 2 places. Dumaguete, which is where I'm at now, and that's like 12 months total, and then Bacolod 4 months. And I just preferred Dumaguete but more than Bacolod. Had a better vibe here, simply to put it, like this better vibe, more closer to nature. I can see the ocean every day. In Bacolod, I couldn't see the ocean every day. I just, you're like in a city. All you saw is really high buildings. These are just low buildings. I don't feel like I'm being smothered or suffocated. I don't look at Dumaguete as a city. Certainly not compared to Bacolod, and I'm sure Manila is even a much bigger, obviously, city. But I was never in Manila, like, at all. Paulo says everybody speaks English. I wouldn't say everybody speaks English, but I'd say quite a few people speak English. And that's another reason. Like if I was here and there was no English here at all, I probably wouldn't have a very good time being here. I'd probably feel really lonely too. I mean, what YouTube is kind of therapeutic when it comes to my English. At least I get to talk. Although I'm talking to myself, talking to you guys. But yeah, if I didn't have people to speak English to here, I'd probably go crazy. People always ask me, what do I miss most about the United States, other than the food? I'd say good conversation. Sometimes you miss that, somebody that's really fluent in English. You miss that. That's why you got to have friends as foreigners here, or some of the locals, their English is actually fairly fluent, more fluent than you would believe. So I do have them, but then, you just find a foreigner and they find you, and then you just can tell sometimes when a foreigner approaches you and they just want to introduce themselves, it's because they want to make friends, and you need that English conversation. As crazy as it may sound, sometimes you just miss it. I heard the food there is awesome. You know what, Paulo? I have no problem with Philippine food. Do I eat every type of Filipino food? No. But I like a lot of it. I mean, my favorite's chicken adobo. Anybody that knows me is I eat chicken adobo. A lot of their food is prepared very cleanly. But I like the Philippine food. I've met people that do not like the Philippine food here at all. And all they'll eat is, Western cuisine. They'll eat like American type food, or it's got to be pasta, or it's got to be pizza. That doesn't bother me too much. Chicken curry's really good. I eat chicken curry a lot. Then we got Jad About says, bro, I appreciate you guys. I'm just walking through the Philippines, doing my daily exercise, and I get to knock it out as well, having this live stream with you guys as well. Going through the public markets right now. Paul said Florida. Hey, Paul, well, you know what? I lived in Florida for 2 years. Lived in Stewart and Palm City, Florida. Those 2 locations close together. If I was still living in the States, Paulo, I'd be living in Florida. At least hopefully. But then at the same time, if I was still living in the United States, I'd still be working also. I wouldn't be able to retire at 55. I would have to continue to keep working if I was still living in the United States. MW says, how long? Oh, you're in Tampa, Paulo. Yeah, my aunt and uncle live in Tampa. I have an aunt and uncle that live in Tampa, Florida. I'm an East Coast guy in Florida. I prefer the rougher waters. Tampa, that waters reminds me of a lake. Not picking at you, Paulo. I'm just more of a rougher East Coast water kind of guy. I like the rougher seas, waves. Tampa's very relaxing, calm. Like, I remember going to I go to Clearwater Beach a lot. I like clear water, but too calm. Like, if I want to do any boogie boarding or anything in the ocean, basically I'm swimming in it or standing in it. I like to be a little more adventurous, but hey, it's what everybody likes. I'd certainly live in Tampa if that was my option. I certainly would, but again, if I was still living in the States, I'd be working. I'd have to. I'd have no choice. I'd be doing the same old grind, and who knows when I'd be able to retire and have enough money to actually enjoy myself if I stayed in the States. Joseph says, there used to be the best Italian restaurant there, but the man sold it. In Dumaguete, and I have a favorite. In Dumaguete, my favorite restaurant is called Estoria, Esturya. The guy that owns the restaurant's a Filipino, but he has best pizza, best burgers, best Philippine food, like he has all these different types of cuisines, best salads. Like, his food is the best, and that's Estoria. And yeah, if you ever come to Dumaguete, go to Estoria. If you really want to get a good quality of whatever you order. Now, it's considered a little more expensive by Dumaguete peso standards, but it's still, you'd pay a lot more for that food in the United States. Certainly, you'd pay a lot more. So, yeah, remember the name Astoria. Shout out to my friend Richie, who owns Astoria. Joseph says Wildwood, New Jersey. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Wildwood, New Jersey has some history in my family. My mother and father met in Wildwood, New Jersey. That's where we met. Joseph said this guy was true Italian. He married a Philippine woman. Good for him. I'm sure he's as happy as all can be as well. I can't say enough about the Philippine people, at least from what I've experienced. They've all been super nice to me, super welcoming to me, treat me like family. And I know a lot of my other regular listeners know this, but it was like a week ago, a coffee shop that I go to that I went to when I first came to the Philippines in July. Been pretty much going to that same coffee shop since I've been here. They've now invited me to 2 consecutive employee Christmas parties for their employees, but they invited me. And I'm not even an employee, and I got to participate in their employee Christmas party. I mean, it's that stuff like that is just so humbling here in the Philippines. It's like they see something special in me and want, treat me like family, welcome me like family, treat me like an employee that works there, and I simply buy their coffee. But they had their lechon, 2 big pig, and cooked, like a pig roast and tons of food and all sorts of stuff. It's always so humbling here in the Philippines. So humbling. I don't know how else to explain it. But again, you have to be somebody that's willing to embrace the culture and the community. It might not be for you. You might not be able to handle not having the conveniences of what you have back in the States. It takes an adjustment. It even took me some adjusting when I first got here. Didn't happen overnight. So I was either going to adjust or I wasn't. Well, the good thing is I was able to adjust to it, and I don't worry about anything. You get in a tricycle or something, there's traffic, and you don't really worry about being late here. There's no, at least for my experiences, you don't worry about being late. You don't get stressed. You get there when you get there. I guess maybe you wouldn't want to be late for your own wedding or something like that, maybe. But there's just no stress here. Everybody's more relaxed, and they don't get all worked up about stuff like that. And again, the fact that there's no sense of urgency can reflect on how everything operates around here. And that's okay, because you know what? Their system works. Their system works. And that's, you know, who am I to say what they should or shouldn't do here? I just kind of come here and I'm enjoying it. And I certainly have less stress in my life. Like I tell people, I don't even remember the day of the week. Sometimes I just forget the darn day of the week. I just gotta laugh about it, because it just shows me I'm not worried about stuff like that. Hey, good afternoon, Fortune, Master Fortune. Thank you so much for being here. I'm checking messages when I have a time, but I'm just walking. What's this guy? I see R4X something says, are you permanently moved there? For the most part, you could say I'm permanently moved here. If the opportunity presents itself and I feel like, you know, I feel like going back to the US, I will. And if not, you know, I'm here. The only way I'd go back to the US anytime soon is if, I always say, heaven forbid, something with my mother and father had some problems. But aside from that, I'm basically here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for good. I talk to my mother and father at least twice a week on FaceTime or Facebook Messenger video chat, so I get to talk to them. Gotta say goodnight, Michael Hunter, and see you tomorrow night, 12:30 a.m. on here in Ohio. Have appointments in the morning, and thank you for the blue coat. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. EM Double says, whoops, I've watched several of her videos. I find her annoying, and she talks about her stupid cat. I don't know what that's about, but anyway. Kyle, oh, hold on. Kyle Billy says, I see their warm hearts in the Filipinos YouTube lives. I can feel their welcoming, humble voice. It's intoxicating. I donated $100 for her birthday. It cheered me up, and I'm going to do that for Christmas. Well, I'm not sure who you're talking about, but that sounds like a very generous thing. I'm trying to go back and catch up maybe somewhere. I gotta get out of the sun. That's why I can't see. It's too bright. Too bright. Find a shady spot. Right here. What country is this, Cali Love? It's Dumaguete, Philippines. Look at Chinese sub numbers. Open your mind. What, Kyle Billy, I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry I'm lost in your story but you made a donation to somebody, so that made somebody happy. That's what's very important. Josh says, good night, Michael Hunter. Brian says, see you, Michael Hunter. Yvonne says, I like the way you think, bro. Well, yeah, it's just me. And that's just how I think. Whether or not everybody, no, I don't expect everybody to agree or think like me. That's what makes us all different. I'm simply just me. But I appreciate I take that as a compliment. Cali Love says, this is Thailand. No, it's Dumaguete, Philippines, Cali Love. Michael Hunter says, good night, Josh. Again, good night, Michael. Brian says, have you tried the sweet corn shake yet, Michael? I've never, good night, wood shop, or he's saying good night to Michael Hunter. I've never tried, I didn't even know there was such thing as a sweet corn shake, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me either. I still haven't even tried the Halo Halo yet either. I've never even tried that yet. That's something I gotta try as well. Callie Love says, so crazy how I can talk to people across the world. It is crazy. You know, I mean, I was once living in Pennsylvania, never even dreamt or thought of doing something like YouTube. And now here I am live streaming halfway around the world from where I lived in Pennsylvania. Not only talking to people in the Philippines, but also talking to people like yourself. So yeah, it's like surreal. It truly is like a surreal moment, like when you meet people from all over the world and who are also so generous with their time and sacrifice their time to simply hang out with me in a live stream. But at the same time, I could completely understand if you had no interest in what I was doing in the Philippines as well. So much respect and thank you for everybody that, you know, hangs out with me. Paulo, Florida. Yeah, you're 12:36 a.m. I never forget what time it is on the East Coast. Heidi Shoop says, hello, new sub here. Heidi Shoop, are you from the Shoop's Wood Shop? If I were to guess, I'd say you're from the Shoop's Wood Shop, Wood Shop, or maybe you're related. But welcome anyway. That's so funny. Everybody keeps saying this. They think I look like this guy who I've never even heard of. Maybe it's because of the glasses. I don't know. But if I don't have those on, I can't see a darn thing. I am sweating bullets. It's hot. But I got to keep the shade on my head. Yeah, that's it. This Jeremy, which I've never heard of the guy. But I've heard the story recently because someone else said I resembled him. And I'm used to being people thinking I look like maybe somebody with a little better background, I guess. But again, I guess it's a compliment and not a compliment. Bro, you look more like him without the cuts and the hat. All right, I'm gonna leave the shirt, or the hat, the shirt. I'm gonna leave my cap and glasses on then. Damn. And then out about this, I look like Taylor Swift. I guess if I could sing like, I like to sing, but I'm not as good. I guess if I could sing like Taylor Swift, I'd probably be doing something other than doing live streams from the Philippines. But Joseph said, oh, great seeing you. Hopefully I'm back in February, my birthday, LOL, if it all works out. We'll watch for you. And then El Glivin says Trailer Swift. That's a good way. You combine those two names, you get Trailer Swift. Fortune says, maybe what you guys meant was Vitali, who was in Philippine prison for doing pranks that got police irritated. Well, yeah, I did know of him, and I know some people do stuff crazy and they're willing to do stuff to grow their channel, but stuff like that is just, I couldn't disrespect anybody, let alone disrespect the amazing, nice people here in the Philippines. I just couldn't do it. To benefit myself, I just couldn't do that. Hey! See, I got friends here stopping by.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Are you going in there?
Yeah, I'm going in there.
I'll be in a little bit. I got to take a coffee break. All right. I'm just finishing up my live stream. You know me.
I didn't see you for how many days?
Well, I saw you the other day, but then that friend of mine called me on the phone, so I'll be in there though. All right, see you, bud. See, that's another thing. You make friends with all these local Philippine people, and but anyway, I appreciate everybody who's been here, all the compliments. Thank you for being here, Master Fortune. Fortune says, what's in Duma now, Michael? When you say what's in Duma now, what do you mean, like what's in Duma? Chay says, hey, Brian. I guess Michelle was leaving me. Yes, good night, Michelle. Thank you so much for being here. As always, appreciate you all. I'm going to be taking a coffee break. And actually right up here, whew, this breeze feels good. But right here is my famous coffee shop, But First Coffee. This is where I come to all the time. You said those going somewhere. Is there a press? Oh, that's the Fortune. That's on the boulevard where they always have basically stage setups, performances between, well, I mean, as of the past few weeks when all the festivals were going on, they had vendors set up for food. That stuff will be going on until well after Christmas, or well after New Year's, I should say. But I'm going to do a night live stream soon. I like that idea. Someone suggested a night live stream, and I would certainly maybe conceal my identity from IG-11 looking like Trailer Swift. Yeah, Brian says at Chay, you need to get Michael a halo, 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 halo. Elber says, why do you guys always go to Asia? Why not Latin America? Maybe someday Latin America, Albert. I don't think everybody comes here. I'm sure there's a lot of people who come to Latin America. I just had to pick a location near an islands, ocean and beaches, Albert. Maybe someday I get to Latin America. I gotta save my money. Fortune says, okay, understood. Always many activities at the boulevard. Yes. And hello, Bellis. If I didn't say hello to you earlier, I thought I did. But welcome here, Bellis. Edwin says, Michael, you need to call Filipino Pete channel and get the interview. You know what your channel will jump by. You know what? That's up to Filipino P. I would never ask anybody, I wouldn't ask anybody to be like, hey, interview me for my channel to benefit my channel. I wouldn't even do that. I'm sure some people would, but that's just not my personality. For me, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it all on my own. And if the opportunity presented itself and P said she wanted to do an interview with me, or she allowed me to interview her, yeah, that would be great, but I would never ever ask her. Yeah, I just wouldn't feel very comfortable in doing that. But you never know what the future holds. Stephen Rice says, good night, brother. It's good to see you. I've now been watching you for the 4th night in a row. Well, Stephen, if you didn't leave yet, I'm going to add you as a mod. And if you don't see it now, you have a blue coat when you come back, Stephen. So I hope if that means anything to you, I usually kind of give people that consistently show up a lot or remind me that you've been here. I try to give you the blue jacket. Bellis says, just got here, bro. Cocoa harvesting. Well, thanks, Bellis. Steven says, that's because you're a good dude. Then you're not looking for clout. You're just doing it for fun and trying to share your experience with the world. Yeah, that's all I want to do. Whatever comes in my life, I'm fortunate, blessed, whatever it may be. But any of that other stuff, I'll just do it on my own. However things come about on my own, it'll be a blessing and I'll be thankful. And it also takes you guys. I mean, obviously you guys wouldn't be hanging out with me if I was bored as all could be. And I could understand if people were bored as all could be. I could understand that. Shoop says, now at 1,806 in months and 6 days. Wow, that's great to hear. That's really good, Shoops. That's really good. Pre Danito Prince says, yo, I remember you from yesterday. Oh yeah, Vitali is expecting you for a visit. I hate to break it to Vitali, but I'm not making any friends visits because I don't even know him. So yeah, it's actually got cloudy all of a sudden and it's starting to drip drop some rain. Perfect timing that I got here at the coffee shop. Yes, Tony, I always come in peace. Hennikin Krog says, we're in the Philippines. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines, been walking around for quite a while now. Anybody hasn't given me a like or a thumbs up, and if it's not too much to ask, I would ask for a like. Thumbs ups do help my channel grow, but I know sometimes people forget to give the thumbs up because you get caught up. But yeah, I'm here at my coffee shop, gonna get obviously water and coffee because I need some. Prince Danito says, have a wonderful day there, brother. It's almost midnight, gotta go. Prince, I look forward to seeing you again. Don't be a stranger. Give me a shout out next time you come by. All right, my friend. Well, guys, I hate to cut this short, but I need to get some water first and foremost, and I need a little caffeine because normally I have my second coffee by now and I'm a little past my schedule. But I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys the next time. All the new faces, hope to see you again. All my normal friends, I hope to see you again. I want to continue to build my walk and talk throughout the Philippines community. So, Brian, thank you. Shoops, everybody. Too many names to mention. But I remember you, and I'm blessed and thankful for all you. I love you guys. Have a good night, good morning. See you the next time. Thank you.